Hey, how's it going from Kansas City? My name is Jeremiah Nickel. Find me on Twitter at DJKC. I'm on YouTube, of course, so I'm just going to jump right into it. Um, the Bitcoin train is on a roll right now, so I'm going to play a little toot toot for it. By the way, if you ever want, sorry, microphone. If you ever wanted a lesson in how to make the perfect train sound, you do what's called a diminished chord. So I'm going to do a C, a E flat, and a G flat. So play them separate. Right? The bad guy enters the room, right? Play them all together, and you got an oncoming train down a very dark tunnel. Today you learned. All right, so yay, Bitcoin all-time high. And a lot of speculators are saying that bad boy might go to $10,000 in the next 6 to 10 months. That's incredible. I'm not going to take that away from Bitcoin. It's just this beautiful one-dimension legacy technology that has a speculative store of speculative value. So I'll leave it at that. Of course, you know I'm big on Ethereum. I'm also very big on OMG, and I wanted to make this video because I'm a guy that when I see a few dots lining up, my wheels get to turning. This is by in no way, any means, shape, or form trading advice or investing advice. So I'm going to just dive right in. What's cool about the Bitcoin rise, if you go back over here to crypto watches, yeah, the ratio has gone to crap. If you're trading the BTC ETH pair, the ratio, right? So there's a lot of money flowing into Bitcoin. It's kind of the dream of Bitcoin, right? And it was hoping to happen for a lot of people that are interested in it. Personally, I'm not interested in it just from an environmental standpoint. It's pretty bad on the environment and a waste of computational resources. However, it's incredible technology in and of itself, and I'm really glad that the bell of the ball is here to stay. Anybody that thinks that Bitcoin is a fad is mistaken. So being bullish on crypto in general, yes, but I feel like people that are entering the space are going to be doing due diligence, I hope, over the long term, and they start looking towards different technologies that are very promising, and they already are. If you look at ETH with this Bitcoin rise, sometimes you would see ETH fall. Well, it's being drug up very slowly with it, and what remains to be seen is what's going to happen when Bitcoin corrects. So let's say Bitcoin goes on a tear here and reaches $5,500 to $6,000 within a week or whatever. And when it wants to correct back down below 5,000, is ETH going to hold above 300 or 290, or is it going to drop back? Because in recent months it has. It's just been pulled along for the ride, as well as a lot of different coins that are out there. But for those of you who are like me, who are believers in the technology and what ETH is going to deliver, Ethereum is going to deliver in the years ahead, at some point there's going to be a decoupling from that rise and fall of Bitcoin. I'm not saying there's necessarily going to be a flippening. I'm just saying that the fiat, the US dollars and the Japanese yen and the won and all that are just going to be kind of independent of Bitcoin's woes. And the people who are trading the ratio are going to have a little bit harder time guessing where to go next. In fact, I think they may already be doing that. So the short-term outlook on Ethereum is it'll be interesting to see what value dollar-wise, it's going to hold, considering DevCon 3 is around the corner. Metropolis is coming up on us, and it's just going to be kind of an interesting ride in the months ahead. And I feel like it's just 100% hold to me. And I know I'm a maximalist. I'm an Ethereum maximalist, but it's just a 100% hold for me. Now, will I look at other tokens on the Ethereum network? Yeah, absolutely. Two of them I'm into that you guys all know now is Fun and OMG. Real briefly on Fun, their Discord has quite a few of the moderators are also developers for the funfair.io platform. They are the most reachable team in crypto. I mean, if you want to try to get a hold of Jez Sand, the developer of Funfair, very, very reachable. And that dude's a serious coder in this project and did the, you know, the 3D architecture chip for the game Star Fox. I mean, he's a rock star in my world as far as development goes. Very responsive team. They've got a lot on the horizon, but I'm not going to talk too much about Funfair today, other than I've really enjoyed chatting in the Discord with the various developers. OMG, you know, every now and then I get this, it's a gut feeling. It's just this thing. I did this with the Midnight on Mars's Reddit post regarding State Street Bank, and I just feel compelled to dig a little deeper. Now, James Moreau's a good friend of mine on Twitter. He likes June is the lead developer on and CEO really of Omise or OmiseGo as well, and he sends out a lot of cryptic tweets. I mean, it's almost like the man is a living Easter egg in the Twitter world when it comes to upcoming things. There's all kinds of photos that pop up from different organizations. You know, to me, sometimes it comes off a little hypey. But after all, crypto is a Wild West. And I just like a team that, you know, can go ahead and deliver their promises. And I feel like there's a little article that dropped on OMG, and I'd like your help on it, deciphering if this is a possibility that OMG is the backbone of this consortium that came out. So let me dive right back into it. Let me go back over to my computer here. I'm going to look at this article right here. This dropped yesterday. It's by Jeremy Nation. I'm waiting to hear from him on Twitter what his thoughts are. It says Fujitsu, Mitsubishi, Mizuho, and Sumitomo to test blockchain-based mobile payment system. Fujitsu, 3 major banks in Japan have combined efforts to test a blockchain-based peer-to-peer payment program. Okay, first thing that I want you to look at is this Mitsubishi UFJ Financial Group, I believe, is the largest, I want to make this right, the largest bank in Japan. I could be wrong. I just want to preface this that I am not a financial expert. I am not a professional trader. This is not trading advice. But look at all this right in here, the diagram provided by Fujitsu. Here we go. It's cell phones, tablets, cash in, cash out. All right, settlement between banks to transfer using blockchain. Here we go again, right? They're not saying what protocol. They're not talking about the tech behind it. They're not saying if it's NEM or if it's OMG or Ethereum. They're not. Ooh, it could be Bitcoin they're doing this on. Who knows, guys? You know, they say that Bitcoin is possibly going to be the technology that's going to be able to do smart contracts. Said no one ever. Although it's just too hard to code on, I suppose. But anyway, I'm tired. This is a side rant. All the maximalists in Bitcoin land that say, well, yeah, Ethereum doesn't have a working dApp or whatever. It's like you can't even put that down because Bitcoin can't do that, right? It can, but it's just like sloppy and slow, and it won't. Nobody's doing it. Nobody's developing for it. And yes, there are dApps available on Ethereum. All right, it's just going to be a matter of time before it's mainstream. That's all there is to it. In some level, anyway, even if it's just settlements within institutions. They're working on it. That's what EEA is all about. All right, so back to this. So I was thinking, wow, this looks a lot like OMG here. You know? I come down here and I said, I just commented, ever look at the team at OmiseGo? They have offices in Japan, and I gave their link. Excellent roadmap. Parent company Omise has been in operation for 3 to 4 years, blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows that, or should know that. If you don't know that, they've been around for 3 or 4 years, and they have 4 offices, 4 actual offices in 4 different countries. Okay, and then this guy, Bjorn Paulsen, and I found him on Twitter too, and I reached out to him and said, hey, thanks for that on the discuss comments here. He says, yes, Mitsubishi UFJ Financial Group, already a stakeholder in OmiseGo via Thai bank Krungsri. As according to this article, and he quotes, this investment in Omise is likely to see the 2 sides working together in some capacity. That's going to initially mean the core Omise business, which is a payment enabler akin to Stripe for Southeast Asia and Japan. But further down the line, it may include OMG once the payment network is up and running. And if you've been following June's tweets and other team members from Omise, that's what the OMG is going to do, is probably be the backbone for Omise as the core business structure. So he linked to this article, and I remember reading this article here, and I wanted to tie this in here. MUFG, I found this in the same thing itself. Japan's largest bank is an interesting tie-in with OMG. It run a series of crypto trials, including the use of blockchain and creation of its own digital token. It is also part of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance group funded by Fortune 500 companies. Explore the potential of Ethereum. So, I mean, these are two pretty good sized dots in the timeline for OMG, and it seems to be making quite a few of its benchmarks. Also, there was a, let me see if I can find this Reddit post from, it answered a pretty critical, does it need, where was this? Oh yeah, question, does Plasma have to be released before the OMG chain can be deployed? I want you to keep this in mind too. The top comment on here, OMG was designed specifically for Plasma. Joseph Poon, Plasma's first author, is also the first author on the OMG paper. However, the roadmap is progressive and Plasma is only necessary for the latter phases. More info about that will be released soon. So I want to give you two things here to think about. Those two up here, obviously, with the tie into the banks, and this new thing right here with this mobile payment system with the three major banks in Japan. All right. But then also right here, I'm just thinking out loud. If OMG does not need Plasma for their own blockchain, and their own blockchain is a proof of stake, is what the goal is, from what I understand. So it begs the question: are you going to be able to stake this proof of stake system and do all the things that OMG stands to do, and then just Plasma just infuses later on and finishes it off with this amazing scalability, right? All right, so if these central banks in Japan are getting hot dogged on things, now let's back up a bit. There was a post somewhere about Japan going to a digital currency pretty quickly. I don't want to speculate that Omise goes there yet. There's plenty of other blockchain technologies in Japan, right? So this is kind of me connecting some two dots that seem pretty distant. So I postulated out on Twitter, and let me see the original right here. I was asking the author of the article, Jeremy Nation, care to speculate on your news article about Fujitsu and Mitsubishi? Is it powered by June, OmiseGo, OMG under the hood? Is this, the technology under the hood? This guy, E-Tax, I would love it, but wouldn't NEM, XEM be more obvious? This guy right here was one person that responded to my original tweet on this, that kind of brought some things kind of full center for me. For what purpose NEM and XEM to be used here? OmiseGo looks as good as this is a development kit, right, for a decentralized exchange to be used here. Okay, so he was responding, well, hover over this, and let's see where it was here. Yeah, look who liked that tweet. Boom. So this guy, he's so crypto. So he likes Ramji Singh's tweet here. By the way, thanks for responding to this. He liked his tweet about that. Looks like we're just as good as they are for a developer kit. So, it's a lot of speculation on this. So this guy right here said earlier in reply to this, I asked June and OmiseGo, did you see this article? Is this up your alley, right? And he said, you know, screw the BitThumb news. This is the other thing was OMG was going to be added to BitThumb, which it may or may not. It just doesn't seem like it was going to be added yesterday or today or whatever. OmiseGo is doing what no other coin can. Yeah, I feel like this is something to do with the OmiseGo. See the timelines and the partner bank. All right. So I'm going to leave it at that. Just a really speculative OMG video. I have not dedicated that much time to making videos recently, and I certainly don't make them about other tokens on the Ethereum blockchain to this extent. I want to be right on this. And I feel like even if I'm wrong on this, aspects of the partnerships that are being formed are no joke with OmiseGo, and to me it just feels like the early days of Ethereum all over again for me. That being said, it doesn't represent a huge portion of my stack at all. You know, ETH is about to go berserkers. It's going to break necks and write checks. And I really caution anybody trading any of their ETH for Bitcoin. If you're going to go buy Bitcoin, figure it out a different way, fresh fiat or whatever. That thing right there, when it corrects, I'll be excited to see how the ratio holds up with ETH as well as alts in general. We all know that Bitcoin's the mother hen, right? So the whales will be whales, and the lesson is patience, and that patience may extend another year. It's almost like news in Ethereum gets ignored, but it doesn't. Where we are versus where we were 9 months ago, 10 months ago, I think that the train is still at the station, and but at the same time, some incredible gains have been made by some people. So you can't have the moon in 1 year. The roadmap for ETH isn't even done, right? Ethereum's got its own roadmap and time to develop, and it is clicking along pretty darn good. All right, be prepared for shenanigans. So especially with the fork for Bitcoin and the Metropolis release for ETH, don't ever underestimate the power of bad people to do bad things to a really good competitor, right? They're going to be trying to take Ethereum at the knees. All right, they're going to chop block, they're going to horse collar, and they're going to face mask all the way to the freaking end zone. Okay, so with that, I'll leave you there. I know this is a super long video, full of hype, speculation, FUD, and FOMO, and I'm glad to do it. So cheers from Kansas City, big hugs, and you guys be good. Peace out.